So I'm going to explain the best opening for beginners. It is called the Scholar's Mate. So you start with this move. Advancing your pawn 2 squares, taking a little bit of control, preparing to develop your queen. What could be better? And your opponent will probably answer with the same move. And then, what is your strongest piece? It is the queen. So you bring out your queen, and you bring it out as far as you can, and you attack this pawn. If you get really lucky, your opponent might play this move, threatening your queen. What could be more natural? You want to expel the enemy. But then you can give a check, taking this pawn, and when your opponent blocks, you get a rook. The rook! And isn't that a fantastic start to the game? You're a rook and a pawn up. Even better, let's say your opponent wants to play a bomb cloud, which is when you bring out the king early. Your opponent moves the king here. You got a checkmate in 3 moves. If you're not as lucky as that, let's say your opponent makes a sensible move, like developing the knight and defending this pawn. Then you can go for what we actually call the Scholar's Mate, bringing out the bishop. You might think that black would want to develop a knight, attack your queen. But there we go. That is a checkmate. The bishop defends the queen, and the king has nowhere to go. If your opponent is really, really smart and is able to spot the threat and doesn't move like this, then that's fine. You can move the queen back, and you're threatening checkmate again. Let's say your opponent defends the pawn with a knight. Then you can start developing your other pieces. Bring out the knight, bring out the pawn. Maybe this pawn to cover this square so a bishop doesn't land here attacking the queen. And you have a perfectly fine development for your pieces. So there you go, kids. The best opening for beginners. The Scholar's Mate. Go out and try it.